Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Soup Breakdown. Today we're going to be looking at the XXXG-01S2 Altron Gundam, also known as Nataku. The Altron's fun in a weird way. It's very different than the rest of the wingsuits. It does not have a basic ranged attack on its B. It instead has it on, or B, square, depending on. It instead has it on the left bumper, which is really weird, and it recharges pretty quickly. You get 3 shots out of it, but it's not bad at all. It does decent damage. The main bread and butter, again, on this suit, just like the Sandrock, is melee, but its melee combos are very different than Sandrock's, whereas Sandrock's is all about chasing you down and getting you in. Altron is more about you being in there already. You're expected to be on top of your opponent at all times, basically, and that's really driven home by the grab move that it has here that allows you to just like knock it back or knock your opponent back so that you can carry through with another melee combo. We're gonna go ahead and use the burst before we die. I am not good with the Altron, I just want to specify that. The Altron's burst is that chase down followed by a nice series of melee combos that does really good damage. Again, you have this move that I'm really bad at hitting with that is really cool. That's why I keep trying to hit with it. The Altron is for sure a melee suit, but you need to be a lot more aggressive than I am with it to really be able to capitalize. Because it is all about getting in there, going at it with the glaive, and just destroying your opponent. It does have throw that you can do of the glaive, which is very nice. And does some decent damage. And then your right trigger is also a sending forth of the Altron's arms, which allows you to stun and pull yourself in. So again, you're always wanting to be on your opponent as the Altron, which I have a problem with because that's not really my playstyle. I'm more of a mid to short range guy or long range exclusively. But the Altron is definitely fun and has some interesting mix-ups in my opinion. The burst is crazy powerful. I love it. And honestly, whenever I play Altron, I rely on the burst quite a bit because I'm not good with the Altron. You have multiple different ways you can throw the glaive. I kind of wish that if it comes back to you, like if you caught it, that it reduced the cooldown on it. That would give you a little reward for using it skillfully. But it has a really nice arc. And it comes back to you on its own, so it's fine. The question then becomes, should you use the Altron? I think the Altron is cool. I do not, however, think that what it brings to the table is better in any way than a lot of the other melee-oriented suits, and I think what it lacks in even mid-range damage, really, from the beam rifle being extremely short-range, much like the Sandrock's submachine gun, I think that definitely hurts it. I think if it had some of the fire abilities that the Shenlong had instead, I think it might have been better. However, the melee opportunities are nice. What it can do with them is very fun. And I do think that if you are not afraid to be right on top of your opponent at all times, and you don't mind doing the slight dances around them to keep them in your range, I think that the Altron is very powerful. It does quite a bit of damage, and it really shows if you're able to use it well. Just like that there, it's a very easy combo to pull off if you're not bad at video games, and does quite a bit of damage. I'm going to go ahead and finish off the other half of his health with this. So that we're down to just 1 life left. There you go. You got to see the full burst that way. Very nice. Very cool. You can also fire the beam while moving forward, which is nice, or backward. And it will fire behind you because it is completely independent of the Altron itself. It's on that little tail that it has there, which is pretty nice. But again, I don't know if that really makes up for the other things that it cannot do at range that I wish that it could. However, all that said, it's still a fun suit. And if you like melee, try it out. See what you think. I think what it can do is, again, fun. And fun is all I really need Honestly, if I'm just wanting to play around and have a good time. Yeah, that was on me. I did that to myself. Let's see if we can't just wrap this up here. Striker in there. Yep. Again, I think there are other, especially 300s, that do melee better, but there's nothing wrong with the Altron, really, when it comes to melee. Does the job just fine. A lot of its animations are really cool. So by all means, give it a shot. With all that said, though, I've been Trey. It's been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that the Altron has to offer.